Next question here, and I'll say the next group here is related, so I may repeat a few things. What is your overall stance on the Second Amendment? And I first want to say on this, I fully support the Second Amendment and the rights of law-abiding citizens to protect themselves as they see fit. I mentioned earlier that I'm a member of the National Rifle Association, a lifetime endowment member, in fact, and then also a member of Ducks Unlimited that does some conservation work as well as work with Second Amendment rights. Um, I'm also the owner of multiple firearms. I'm a lifetime license carry holder. I would not support any legislation that's going to limit the Second Amendment rights of our law-abiding citizens in Indiana or anywhere else for that matter. Again, related one on here. It says, what is your view of open carry? And just disclosure on that, I did paraphrase that particular question. It was in a larger portion of this conversation with the individual. And again, it was asking about open carry, and I want to be sure on here. I tried to do a little bit of research for clarification, and there is sometimes that is confusing when you're looking that up. So if you do look into it, I encourage you to, please do your own research on some of this. But I know some of you may find some confusing information. So it's my current understanding with the Indiana law that long guns, they can be carried openly without a permit, but open or concealed carry of a handgun requires your license to carry. What solves this? I'm in favor of constitutional carry for all law-abiding Hoosiers. That means because of our Second Amendment rights for the Constitution, we would not have to have a license or permit in order to carry a firearm. Again, law-abiding citizens carrying that is your Second Amendment right. Passing that type of legislation, again, it eliminates any type of confusion, and I would also like to see this ideally at a national level combined with reciprocal carry. I'm in Spencer County, right up on the Kentucky border. Southwestern Indiana, there's a lot of travel into Illinois. And if you have that reciprocal carry component at the national level, where the states do honor each other's permit process or their laws for carrying a firearm, it makes it a lot simpler in these border states. And again, just want to say what the easiest way to do that is to go to constitutional carry, and it eliminates a lot of confusion. Plus, if you have more states going to constitutional carry, it may spur some of our national lawmakers to act on the reciprocal carry. On this one, how would you improve the Democrats' stance against gun rights? And I should say I would word that, say the National Democratic Party, in my view, would be my way to phrase that. Addressing, yes, I'm on the Democratic ticket. I'm there because traditionally the Democratic Party supports education. They support working families. That's why I'm there. I do have my own mind. I do have my own stances on a variety of issues, and I would say along with that, in 2018 when I ran, I had an A rating from the National Rifle Association, and there were multiple Democrats at the legislative level that had A ratings or endorsements from the National Rifle Association. So that is usually what's used as kind of a litmus test as far as supporting the Second Amendment. Ratings have not come out for 2020 as of yet, as the time of making this. One of the best ways that would help to change that stance would be from within the party. If you have more individuals that are of my thinking, talking to individuals that would be on the other side of that issue within the same party, they're more likely to come around to it. They're more likely to see that some of that legislation that's been proposed, recently, as recently as the 2019 or 2020, session here in Indiana, is just not a good idea. It's not right, and it's something that is in fact a waste of a bill. On top of that, so trying to eliminate that from even being filed is something I would like to work on. And I would discourage the author from doing that, from filing that bill. The other thing here to think about is the more pro-Second Amendment Democratic candidates that are in office, the more they're able to engage their communities, and the more likely the national individuals, those few individuals that are crafting what is said to be an overall policy, the more likely they're to pay attention and say that maybe we shouldn't be making these bad legislative decisions that are there, that may appeal in some different areas of the country but aren't right. And so to hear that from within, to hear that from more of your pro-Second Amendment Democrats, that is going to be a good way, in fact, to change that narrative on the national level. I do want to thank everybody that had submitted those questions. Please, please, please continue to feel free to reach out to me through my webpage, hurleyforhoosiers.com, or of course John Hurley for State Representative on Facebook. I'm here to work for you, and together we can make Indiana a state with strong schools, strong communities, and strong citizens.